Welcome back guys, this is Shrikant. This is ninth video of our series interview practical question. Okay, in this video we are going to talk about problem and we are going to discuss the solution also. Okay, let's jump into the problem. For this question I'm going to let's zoom. Okay, now I'm going to talk about a new schema, new ER diagram for you guys. So in this one, the question I'm going to talk about, though that question is actually based on a new schema. So let's try to understand the schema. Here we have a table called as a course table, and the course table is having a key called as the course ID, right? And the course ID is a primary key here, and the course table are having few columns like course name, duration, fees. Okay, for each course they are having this much data and they are uniquely represented as a course ID. Another table we have is called as a student, and the student table is having student ID is a primary key, and it has a few intermediate column like first name, last name, street, city, and the date of birth. So these are the column, and the primary key column for this is student ID. Another table we have is called as the registration. So for the registration table we have the course ID, we have student, we have the STD ID, right, and the DOJ, and and this both the course ID and the student ID is basically the foreign key, right? Okay, so this is a schema we do have, and based on this schema we are going to solve one problem. Let's try to understand the problem. Write a query to display the student first name whose starting letter is A and ending with A. So for this demonstration, this is the new schema, and let's try to understand. For this demonstration, I'm going to create a fresh database. So our old design or old table should not be impacted. I'm giving as the name for the database is the database name as a database 9, create database 9. So this is my database. Sorry, I should write database here. Create database. Okay, let's create it. Then after creating the database, just go into that database. Database is just the container which hold the object like table, views, functions, and store procedure, right? So now we are in this database and we are going to create the schema. The first table we have is called as the student, and just create the table for this one. Create table student. Now forget about the old schema. Now this is the new schema we are going to create. The first column is std id, right? The name for this is this one, right? Just verify. Std id. Okay. This is int. Then we have the first name, right? It should be varchar of 20. Next we have another column called as the middle name. Then we have another column called as the last name, and close it. Let's find out few more columns. I think this table have street, city, and DOB. So write street, then city, then D. Is it DOB or DOJ? DOB, date of birth. Okay. So we are going to give some data type. City should be varchar of 100. Then street should be varchar of 100. this is the table we just design, just create it and insert some data. Insert into values. Student ID is 1, name is Shrikant, middle name is blank, last name is K, street blank, city let's say Delhi, and DOB let's say any dummy value 0101 1999. Okay, this is the first row. Let's create another row. It's from let's say a city like Mumbai. Okay, now let's move to the requirement. It says starting is starting with S and ending with N. So let's frame the name like that. I'm going to add third entry here. So the requirement is that starting should be always yes and end should be with N. So this is something, right? Okay, let's close it. Now these are the 3 row I'm going to insert into student table. Just insert. See, column name or number supplied doesn't match. Oh, that's a bug and that's really good. We should always get errors. So we need to find out what we have missed. We have student ID, we have first name, we have last name, right? We have middle name, last name, then street. We miss one thing here. We miss street. So just pass some blank value for the street. It is before the city, so like this. Now let's come back here and let's do that. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, data loaded successfully. Come back here and just run it. See here, one thing we miss, actually we added 2 entry for the same student ID, because you know we did mistake. We haven't added the primary key for this. So what actually we are going to do, we are going to drop this table. See, if you are working on a test environment, drop or truncate should you can use it, but if you are working on a production environment, kindly use it with care. Then basically I want to make it this primary key, so just make it primary key and run the query, then insert data, then come back here and run it. Okay, I have 1 2 3, I have Mumbai, Delhi, Mumbai. Okay, so this is the data I have. Okay, let's go back to the problem and let's solve it. The problem I'm going to copy is this one. We'll copy this problem and we'll discuss the problem here. So our problem is basically write a query to display the name of a student. Okay, you want to see the name of a student's first name actually. Okay, fine. Then whose starting letter is yes and ending with N. Okay. So basically let's split it out the requirement. So basically they want to see the first name. This is the first requirement. Second requirement says whose letter starting with yes and ending with yes. This is the second requirement. Third requirement says nothing, right? There is nothing like order by or anything. Oh yeah, this is something we miss it. sort the result set by student first name. So they want the data to be sorted in a ascending order. So let's come back here and do some sorting here. So basically these are the three things which we need to follow or which we need to implement so to we get a solution. Okay, how do we write like code like this? So for that we need to pull a table, and we have a table called as the student, right? So pull the data from the student table. Then this is the first name. We basically need a first name, so we'll write here first name. First requirement satisfied, then order by first name. Order by first name ascending. Okay, but the second requirement is left, so they are saying the first name. Okay, the first name start with the letter S and end with the N. So how would we write like this? We would use the keyword code as like. Then here inside this we will say the first name always should start with S. Then there should be anything in middle, and at the end there should be N. So yeah, if I write like query like this and execute the query, I will get output like this. See how many rows I got a single record. But when I come back to my main query and I'm trying to query the data from this table, I can see here how many rows are there. I can see here I'm having 3 records. So out of this 3 record, I'm only getting a single record from the query, the one which I just written, and basically that's a requirement. Requirement says that it should always start with S. The first name always should start with S and it should end to the N, right? See, the SShrikantN is started with S and ended with the N. So this is what the requirement is. Hope you really like our video regarding this problem, and if you really like our video, please don't forget to share and subscribe, and if you also like it, please don't forget to comment with the comment section. And thanks for watching. Have a great day ahead.